Poggers! Wow, that's the least funniest I could be. Hello. Hello. I'm doing this a bit late. I don't know if anyone's going to join, especially since it's a school day tomorrow. But I figured that I might as well at least try, see if anyone hops in. I'm actually currently just editing right now. I decided to take a break because I got a video coming out tomorrow. Don't worry, it's nothing that exciting. It's not an unboxing video. I was thinking about doing an unboxing video, but then I decided to move away from that because, hello, Kasai. I decided to move away from that because I actually wanted to try something a bit different. Very similar in the vein to if you've ever seen any of Okoto's reviews like that. I'm looking forward to seeing what people think of the video. It's a very short, just quick video, but I actually wrote a script and stuff for it. We'll see how it turns out. And if I enjoy it, then I might do more. We'll see. I actually got to go put on some PJ pants. So it's I did actually record an unboxing for it, but I don't know. It wasn't super entertaining. There wasn't much I could really do with it. Maybe if I shoved it in like a sizzle reel, maybe if I put it like a brief bit of it at the beginning of the video. Let's just say the picture I just uploaded to my the picture I just put on my community tab. Let's just say that has something to do with it. Stable. Why is it unstable? It does not like this room. I remember when I first started streaming in this room, like when I first moved here, it was terrible. It never worked in here. We'll see if it does, though. I'm wearing a great shirt. What does it say? Was there a little thing there? It was real nice today. Extra content. Oh, at the end? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think it really fits at the end. I was thinking of just putting just a very brief version of it at the beginning, but we'll see. We'll see how it flows. I guess it probably would flow better at the end, because then I could be like, "Here's my unboxing." It's like 6 minutes. I need to edit it down a lot because it's mostly just me grunting. It's not me sick or anything, which is weird. Normally, because like the Thanos unboxing was really quick. I actually opened it up and gave all my initial thoughts and stuff like that. So we'll see. Because I'm pretty sure you already know what it is. It was the thing I sent you. Not trying to keep it. I have a couple files on my computer. I have this unboxing, or I call it's a review. It's like 10 minutes so far, but that's because it's unedited. I just need to actually edit it. It'll probably bump down to like 6 minutes, most likely. People don't realize how much a grunt compilation. That's not a bad idea. I was going to. So the reason why I have a Siggy. Hello, HP Bricks. How you doing? The reason I have a Siggy is because I was thinking about. I was going to try smoking it while doing the video, but it would have been my first time smoking on a video, and I really don't think that would be entertaining. Just listening to me like cough the entire time, like actual literal coughing, like horrible, like like the entire time. I figured it was gross. You listened to the whole thing. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Nothing crazy tonight. Just popping in. I like to do this at least like once a week or every couple of weeks just to see what's happening. I got a lot going on. I'm gonna be a bit busy tomorrow, so I wanted to just hop in and see how the fam squad is doing. Is it a set of things? Yes, Kasai, you know exactly what it is. You already know what it is. It's not really a spoiler. I don't really care. I'm just not saying it because I know most people won't care about it. And it's more of a type of thing where it's like, okay, watch the video first before you immediately go to like I think I put it in a way that isn't too Bionicle is dead. Actually, I don't know. So I'm not on social media anymore. What's the is there been any updates with that Lego thing, the set that they're doing for the ideas thing? Do we know anything about that? I'm not really into Lego much. I'm curious. A Bionicle set. I will buy it. I don't care how lame it is. I will buy it. I assume it. I don't think it will be Bionicle, but if it is, then I will I will gladly buy a Bionicle set. I don't care. It'll be a very interesting feeling going into store shelves. There were a couple. I had the feeling today. So there was a contest where people could not the Oh, Kasai is pessimistic. Kasai sounds angry. I get it. Kasai's a very pessimistic. Oh, the poll isn't revealed till next year. Oh, wait, next year? Really? That seems a bit weird. That seems a bit cringe. It's a bit cringe. Kasai's the most pessimistic person you'll ever talk to. It's not. I feel bad. I got gummy bears, so we're good. We're living quite good right now. That's not true. Kasai can like things, I like to rain on Kasai's parade. He'll send me something that he'll send me something that I don't care about. Cringe is an understatement. It's just a tad cringe. This is cringy right now. You're not positive, Kasai. You're positive about the things that you like. You're not positive about things you don't care about. About the things that you don't care about, you're like, I don't care about it. It's like, okay, dude. Okay. It's not true. You've been better. I really like Italian names, and I really like, this is coming out of left field because you just said Giovanni Giorno. It's a good name. It's a really good name. It's from JoJo's, I believe, right? Yeah, that's the blonde one who's like real skinny. I watched a review about that. Name one thing, Monkey Man. One thing? I can name more than one thing. I can name tree frogs, Siggies, it's a Daft Punk reference. I don't know. I don't know a thing about Daft Punk. I have 2 of their songs on my phone. And that's it. I have One More Time and Around the World. That's all I have. Those are the only 2 songs I have on my phone. And I like those songs. They're good. Except Around the World kind of pisses me off now. I get really impatient when I listen to Around the World because it's like 7 minutes of just the exact same lyric. It kind of bothers me. But that's what Daft Punk is. So I don't know. That was like back in like high, like early, like middle high. I think it was like late high school. Ever listen to Touch? The Touch by Stan Bush? Or I don't know what just Touch is. I don't know what that is. Is that a... Like I said, I've only heard two Daft Punk. The problem is, here's the thing. I know most bands. Yeah, no, that sounds stupid. But like I've heard most famous bands before, and I probably have heard one of their songs, but that's about it. So I really like music, but I'm not the type of person who really dives into a lot of people's backlogs. I listen to a lot of songs by one person. Like it's very rare for me to have listened to an entire album of a band, you know. I think the only instance of that is probably Pink Floyd. I think that's it. Yeah, Touch is a great song. I mean, I love it. Okoto put it in HL. It was... I shaved today, so if you're wondering why I don't look like a wait, did I have a beard in my last video? Let me check it out. I know, Kasai. I'm being a goober. I want to know if I had a beard in the last video. I think I did. Not like an actual beard, but like I'm trying to think if I had facial hair. Because the last video was what, like 4 years ago? Sorry, 4 weeks ago, not 4 years ago. Yeah, the last video was 4 years ago. It was a long time ago. It was only 2 weeks ago. Never mind. I kind of look like I have some facial hair. Oh, but these are taken between 2 times. I definitely have facial hair during the Thanos bit, for sure. It's not as strong, but you can kind of see it creeping over my chin. And then do I actually have it in? There's a lot of zoom ins on my face on this one.
I don't know what.
Oh, shut up. Yeah, it looks like I have slight facial hair. It's not as drastic as it was in the Thanos, but I still have it. Anyways, it was bad. Doesn't matter. It was real bad. And I had to shave, so I finally shaved. Lil, why is the MCU all of a sudden doing suits that are clearly more based on comic suits? Cause I feel like they've kind of reached the point where they're like, all right, we've done all these suits. They want to be a little bit more comic accurate nowadays. Like we just got the Scarlet Witch suit, which isn't like 100% comic accurate, but it's pretty good. I look, I don't give a shit about comic accuracy. I'm just saying right now, I really do. I'm not gonna pretend like I care, but if the suit is bad, then I'm going to be like, well, that's a bad suit. Why didn't you go with something more comic booky? Or if the suit's a little too ridiculous, like I love the fact that they did comic accurate versions of Wanda and Vision's suit in a Halloween episode. I think that's hilarious. I think that's a great way to parody it. But now that I'm a little bit more into Marvel Legends, I am starting to care a little bit more about comic book accuracy. Like I would love nothing more than a super comic book accurate Electro suit for Jamie Foxx, which I think they will do. I don't think it'll be tight spandex, but I do think they'll have the green and yellow in some form. I feel like it's going to happen. And I think Doc Ock is going to show up with a green suit, also green and yellow. I would love that. I would be such a fan of that, you know? But it doesn't. I know I just said I don't give a shit about comic book accuracy. Lightning Star face mask. You never know. I feel like we're getting to the point where they definitely could do something like that. It might be vaguely in the shape of that. I would really like that. That's my favorite thing about Electro. It's so goofy. First Transformers movie was better than the live action movies. The 80s movie, I enjoy it. Here's the thing about the 80s movie. That movie is a fever dream, man. It was such, I remember the first time I watched it, it was such a roller coaster of emotions. I was like, oh, whoa. It's because it's a kid's movie, so it can't try to have, like, it can't really slow down for too long because kids are going to start losing their attention. I think the slowest scene in that entire movie is when, I was going to say spoilers, but the movie's been out for like, what, 80 years? When Optimus dies, that's like the slowest scene in the entire movie. The rest of the movie just keeps going, you know, and it doesn't shut up for a very long time. And I get it. It's a kid's movie, right? But that movie is very hard for me to like sit down and watch because it is just insane. They just throw so much at you at once. And I enjoy it. I think it's fun. And I do like it more than any of the Michael Bay movies because at least it's a weird experience and I can go, what the frig is happening, you know? And the music's real good. Music's very good in that movie. They really just went for it back then. Remember when like movie tie-ins, they were obviously very yeah, it's obviously a product, you know? It's obviously going to make you want to go buy some toys. But it works. It's an entertaining movie. It's not some movie that feels like Here's the difference between something like the Emoji Movie and the Transformers movie, right? The Emoji Movie is like being very deceitful about it, and it's very like it's very aware of what it's doing. And it's not having much it's not having fun with it, really. You can tell it feels like, I want to say it feels like a product, but so does the Transformers movie. The Transformers movie is a fun Transformers adventure for that market, for the kids, you know? You go to the movie, you see the theater, it's exactly what you want to see. You want to see Transformer robots shoot each other and fight a giant planet robot. That's what you want to see. You get that. When you sign on board for something like the Emoji Movie, what is it that you think you're going to see? I think people are just been like desensitized because the Lego movie came out and it was such a good like example of what to do, you know? And then everyone's like, we got to do that. but we can't quite do that. We need to kind of awkwardly kind of pretend like we're an actual serious movie that talks about real problems. Yeah, it's a very weird. It's a very strange thing. Look, I'm very scatterbrained right now. I'm trying to pick and decide something here. Hello, Storm. Spy Kids 3 game over. That is a fear. Yep, I can confirm. I love Transformers. I love Spy Kids 3. I love that movie. It is so stupid. When Elijah Wood shows up and he says cake and then he dies, it's like the best. He's the guy. Oh, that was a good moment. I remember Junie. Junie was the kid's name. What was the sister's name? I love the guy. The guy is the best. They hype up this guy, and then he shows up, and then he immediately dies. That's like the best. Listen, it's a tired gag, but I actually genuinely think it's a funny idea. I remember when he said that. I never even got her email address. That's awesome. See, if I made a movie, that's kind of what it would just be stupid nonsense that you wouldn't want. Like if you gave me what, $1 million to make a movie, right? If you gave me $1 million and told me to make a movie right now, like an animated movie, or no, not even $1 million. If you gave me endless budget to make whatever I wanted, it would probably be something that no one would actually like. It would just be stupid nonsense because I want to call a movie like "Look at That Dumbass" or something. And the poster is just a picture of a guy's face, and he's got like a tear in one eye and going like, that's the kind of stuff I like. And the whole movie is about this idiot who just walks around and goes and he like keeps like slipping on banana peels and stuff like that. Like I'm not funny, but I enjoy that concept for a movie. I really do. We had an idea, Thatch and I, we were thinking about the Skeleverse, which is if you made a movie like that, it would be praised as an early 2000s throwback and be written off as a brilliant homage to long gone children films. No, it wouldn't. Here's the thing. This makes me really mad. So the other night, I was browsing Netflix. I was going to watch some Modern Family, as you do. Just kind of chillax, watch some Modern Family, chill out. I just got off work, I just wanted to relax, And I saw this trailer for a movie that had just come out on Netflix I think it's called The Mitchells versus Robots or something like that. And I watched the trailer and I was transfixed by it. The movie looks incredible. Like so it's actually made by the same guys who did Spider-Verse, but don't let that, fool you, because it's also the guys who did the Lego movie. It's Phil Lord and Chris Miller, I believe. I don't actually know the whole team. I'm just kind of going off of hearsay. I like how pretty decent is 9 out of 10 for you. Like, yeah, it's a pretty decent film, 9 out of 10. Like 9 out of 10 is that's pretty damn good. I don't give most movies a 9 out of 10. I give most movies like a 2. That's not true. I think my highest rated well, yeah, it's made by the same people. And I love Phil Lord and Chris Miller. They proved with the Lego movie that they're just so good at what they do. And Spider-Verse was... Here's the thing about Spider-Verse. It wasn't both of them. I think it was only one of them who was actually directing the project. They were both producers, but it wasn't like a full... It had different visions through and through. I think it had 6 directors or something like that. And that's why, while as much as I like Spider-Verse, it's a little messy and it couldn't really pick one idea. I think it wants to be a Miles movie and a Spider-Verse movie so bad, but it should have just picked one, which is fine. I like Miles in that movie. Everyone does, that's not, Miles is everyone loves Miles after that movie. But I really feel like they definitely should have just picked one story or the other. Lego Movie is a masterpiece. I love the Lego Movie so much. And I love the Lego Movie too. No one else does. I do. I think it's a fantastic movie. I know it's not made by the same people, but goddamn, I still really love the Lego Movie too. It's I think about it very often. I'll be working, I'll just be at work, and then one of the songs will pop up in my head, and just like that. It is like, Kasai, no, you haven't seen the Lego Movie 2? You're shitting me right now. You actually haven't seen it. I'm going to cry. Have you actually never seen the movie? I'm gutted. I am emotionally distraught. I think it's on Netflix. I'm going to cry. Ninjago movie, it's not worth okay. Here's the I like it, but it's not. You're not missing much. I mean, there's some good moments, but it doesn't really do much with the Lego movies. I'm not as offended that you haven't seen Ninjago. I think that's the one that performed the worst out of any of them. And it is definitely. I think it's probably the worst. I say worst because it's technically probably the least interesting out of all of them. But it's not horrible. It's got great moments. I think that movie struggles from yeah, I mean all the Lego movies are good. Like they're all great movies, They're all great animated movies. But the Ninjago movie is definitely like the least interesting out of them. My favorite is probably the original Lego movie, followed by Lego Movie 2, then Batman movie. Although, Kasai, honestly, I don't see you liking Lego Movie 2 as much as like me and Thatch. We love that movie. We swear by it. I think you probably still like Batman more because Batman's great. Don't get me wrong. I love Batman. But the Lego Movie 2 just had so much that I loved in it. It's really goofy and just over the top and ridiculous. Oh, then get NordVPN. VPN it. Okay, this was really weird. So I wasn't sure. Was I telling a story earlier? If I was, someone remind me what I was talking about so I can kind of trail back to that so I don't just go off on another thought tangent. But I was saying I was looking at Monkey Kid set reviews. And God, people are stupid, Monkey Kid sets are amazing. They are. I don't need a subscription service to hack my subscription service. Well, NordVPN is actually legit. Like NordVPN is like, all right, goodbye HB, thanks for joining. There are legitimate services like that, which they are definitely. I can understand, especially when you're like you've never. I don't have one myself because it's not really something I can ever see me necessarily using. But it's not like it's not something. It is, but there's always discounts on it, and you like it, like every YouTuber supports it, so you can definitely get a discount on it. I have a subscription service called. I'm subscribed to 3 subscription services right now that I personally pay for. I pay for the PlayStation. I pay for PlayStation, Switch, and Funimation. That's the last one I pay for. I bought Funimation because I needed to, and we had to keep watching on. Yeah, we had to find a way to watch it, and the only way that the only service that has it dubbed is through Funimation. So we had to watch. Then you get it, huh, punk? I don't need to watch Lego Ninjago. I don't need to watch the Lego Movie 2 because I own it, which I don't. I don't own it, but I have seen it multiple times. And also, it's on a service that we already have built into our cable provider, so I can just watch it whenever the hell I want. I want to buy it though. I really do. It's one movie that I always want to get around to buying, but every time. Oh no, it's on Netflix too. It's on Netflix over here. I forgot. Yeah, it's on Netflix. I completely forgot. Not only is it on our free service provider, but it's also on our freaking Netflix. So yeah, I was very happy when they added it. And also Spider-Verse is on Netflix too, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Far this way is because I was going to get up and change at the very beginning of the stream, but then people started joining and I was like, well, this is going to be awkward. So I just kind of sat here the whole time. Don't worry. I'm not what's the word? I'm not bearing it all, but I am I am in my undies, and I don't want you guys. You guys aren't ready for that, so that's why this. Okay, I'll stop. That's a little raunchy for this stream. I apologize. There's children watching. There's little kids who are going, "When's your streaming?" And then you click on the stream and they see my big hairy legs. That's nasty. The fact that you haven't seen Lego Movie 2 shocks me. That movie's been Kasai. I will send it to you if I have to, because I don't know. I really like it. I don't know. I don't really know your movie taste anymore. I know you like obviously Marvel and stuff like that, and I greatly enjoy it. But I don't know if you'd like it. It's hard to say. Every time I go, oh, because I could watch this. Well, I mean, yeah, we love it. It's our favorite film. That's not true. It's one of my. It is one of my favorite movies of 2019. I think it's like right beside Endgame. I think. I don't know what Heathers is. You always say Heathers, and I never know what it is, and then I have to look it up, and I sound like an idiot. It's probably some weird foreign film. Kasai, why do you watch weird movies? It was either that or it was going to be Great Gatsby, because I know you've said Great Gatsby for like 5 years of your life. Every time I go, "What's your favorite movie?" You go, "It's a Great Gatsby." I'm like, okay, I've never seen it. You only like it because frickin' Tobey Maguire's in it. And Leon. You're a big fan of Leon Kennedy. Oh, I'm sorry. It's number 2. Sorry, I had to slide off camera so I can slip into some jammy jams. Some jammy jams. Some jammy jams. Jammy jams. Jammy jam. Jammy jam. I'm also going to take off the frickin' Hawaiian shirt I have on right now. I don't really need it. I need to wear something more comfortable. Allow me to slip into something more comfortable. I know this is... Oh my god, I've had nightmares about that. What if on stream you just saw a little hand creep out of the closet? And I didn't see it. Like, I'm looking away and you guys see a little gremlin crawl out of the closet. Would you guys tell me, like, what... Genuinely, I want to know what you guys would do in that situation. A little gremlin, like, and you can tell it's not human. It crawls out and it, like, grabs the side of the thing and then quickly goes back before I see it. Like, I don't see it. I don't hear anything. I don't see it. Would you guys tell me about the amazing gremlin man? Ugh. Tobey Maguire is kind of a dickhead. He's not a dickhead. What are you talking about? Are you talking about the video where he yells at the guy? He's not. Tobey Maguire is nice. He's a good guy. Maybe he's an asshole. I don't know. He just comes across as a big teddy bear man. They just let it happen. You're mean. There's a freaking scary gremlin in my closet. Look, the hole's big enough, so if you saw something, you would see something. Like a little yellow eye just goes. That's scary. That's freaking scary. Now we can angle the camera a bit more so you guys can get a better idea what the heck's going on. Well, I guess all I know is that he and Leo are good chums. They're good friends. They've been together since, well, they haven't been together. They've been friends since like the 1940s, I think. There's Oppo Miss. I drew that. I painted that in high school. It is such a terrible. This is not a very good painting. I don't know why I even have it anymore. I got rid of most of everything that I owned when I moved, but I kept the Optimus painting for some reason. Like, yeah, that's a good thing. I'll keep it. That's not why. I think I kept it because I was like, oh, memories. But it's not very good. It's not terrible, but it's not great. It's like, it's a very cringy thing. Like, you could never put that on a wall in your apartment because little girls would just be like, oh, okay. You're a dickhead, but we're friends. I wouldn't call us friends. I'd call us rivals. Rivals. Looks like you're talking. It looks cool. What are you talking about, Renzo? Oh, I thought you were making a joke. I thought you were like, I thought you were like, it looks cool. What are you talking about? Like you just didn't have no idea what the conversation was about. That's what I thought you were doing, but well, yeah, you call us friends. That doesn't mean we're friends. Kasai, you're begging for people to come get you for that Legacy Light post. Do people? I want to know how regularly people ask you to do for Legacy of Light updates, because that is something that I can imagine you get you get a lot of. Justice League. Okay. Well, that's fair. I'm gonna do a Q&A at some point pretty quickly here. I just need to. So basically, my lineup right now is I'm working on a Biorama video that's been in development for a couple, like I think a month now, which sucks. I just want to get it done. It's kind of video that I'm just kind of done with at this point. It's like I need this video to be finished, you know. So I'm hoping I can get it out sooner than later. I want to do mid-May. I think that's a pretty good shot. You know, I think if I can get it mid-May-ish, then we got a shot. It's not a long video by any means. I think it's like 15 minutes. I think it'll be like 15 minutes or something. But it's going to be a pain in the ass. So we'll see. We'll see. This is the first time also shooting on the camera, so it's a very wonky video. I wasn't able to use the tripod because the camera is too heavy for the tripod, and the tripod has a busted leg, so it'll just kind of start falling down in the middle of a shot. It's not like on the camcorder where I could kind of cheat my way with it. It is not going to hold up, so I need a new tripod, unfortunately. I really do. But I really do like that Kong camera because I really like I think it was called the Kong tripod. I could be wrong. I don't think it's Kong. I think it's something else. But that tripod, the one with the balls on it, that one is so useful because you can get lower. Like you can put it in like any position. You can like wrap it around something if you get creative enough, you know. I've done that for a couple shots. I've like wrapped it around like a wall to get certain shots, but oh well. Maybe I can get another one, but I don't know. They don't last very long. So after Night Trap comes out, then I think it's going to be so next up there will be a video tomorrow that will come out. Because it's not going to take very long to edit. It'll be out tomorrow. And that will kind of hold me over for a little bit. It's mainly I want to try to get like at least a couple videos out a month, because if you're waiting a month for just one video, it's going to get kind of lame. But yeah, next up is Night Trap. After that, that'll come out at some point, I hope. I hope. Sorry, I'm just checking Tinder. Nothing's going on Tinder. Why would something be happening on Tinder? Jesus, it's like mostly guys. Piss off. All right. Sorry, that's a little that wasn't I definitely didn't need to share that. I don't know why I was like, yeah, I'll just go on Tinder. I just hadn't checked it like all day, so I figured I'd just check it right now. What the frick are you doing, boy? Yes, I am. I'm not joking. That was not a bit. I do have a Tinder account. Don't look it up. I don't think you can look it up. Tinder sucks. It's not good. It's a terrible app. It really is. It's an awful app. We should retitle this Renzo Complains About Tinder, because goddamn, I despise Tinder. They lock away everything under a paywall, a very expensive paywall. It's got too much personal information. I wouldn't share it. I'll send you screenshots later, but I can't share it on stream. I'm not. I would love to. Why am I on Tinder? Well, because it's like the most accessible app. It's like the most popular thing. It's like the most popular thing you can do, but it was mostly just to try it out. You know, I tried it out once before and I was not a fan, but now that I kind of understand the learning curve, I've been trying it out for a couple weeks. I've gotten a couple matches, but none of them will talk to me. That's the first problem. is that I will message them and then I never get anything back, and it makes me sad. Because I really build up that moment in my head. I go, oh my god, I'm gonna talk to someone, and then that's not Storm. that's that's not Storm Kasai. I understand I understand the confusion with the pink icons. They are actually very similar because you have the pink background and then I understand why why you got that, but no, that's Explodinator. I'm pretty sure Tinder is for hookups. No, it's comme si comme ça, there are people who that is what it is. It's not mostly used. I think that's what Grindr is for. Tinder is a middle way street. You just need to actually look. There are a lot of people who specifically say not for hookups. I just want to talk with someone. That's all I want. I just want to have a conversation with someone. If I can at least do that, then at least we're at a starting point. That's good enough for me. I just want to talk to someone. Because I have coworkers, but they're all not interested in the I thought Grindr was a skeleton man. You funny kid, you millennials holding on. Kasai, you're not a pretty girl though. You're not a beautiful woman. If you were, then yes, I'd be talking to you, but unfortunately you're not. Turns out I hook up with a person. It just turns out it's Kasai on the other end the entire time. I didn't say it was one lovely woman. How? Come on. Oh, you're a married man, Kasai. I keep forgetting. Zoomer. Sorry. I've been leaning towards the word millennial lately because I've been watching a lot of Jack's films, and he makes a lot of millennial jokes. Obviously, ironically, because no one complains about millennials anymore. But that's just a weird thing that's just that's been in my head a lot lately. I've been saying millennial for some reason. Probably because I am a millennial. That's not true. I'm a Zoomer, I think. Yeah, I'm Zoomer. I'm pretty sure I'm Zoomer. Am I Zoomer or am I think actually I might be a millennial. I don't know. Oh, I was born in the new millennium. Is that what that means? Hold on. Kasai's gonna school me. I'm just gonna look it up. Okay. What? Generation MI. Zennials. What the frick is a zennial? No one has ever talked about zennials ever. I am Gen Z. Okay. Yeah, I am. Okay. I am Gen Z. Gen Z ends at 2012. What's after Gen Z? Baby bust. That's not what it's called. It's called baby boomer. Who's ever called it baby bust? Well, I guess I'm a freaking Gen. I guess I am a Zoomer. Well, yeah, Zoomer is. It says here Zoomers are. Zoomer is a Gen Z, right? Yeah, or iGen. Okay. Generation X, aka baby bust, is 1965. That's when you start, and it ends 1979. So if you're born in between that era, you're a baby bust, apparently. Zennials, which I've never ever heard in my entire life, is 1975 to 1985. I've never heard of a zennial before. Millennials, Generation Y, Gen Next. Isn't that a movie on Netflix? Is 1980 to 1994. And then iGen or Gen Z is 1995 to 2012. So I'm a Gen Z. I'm a Zoomer. Kasai's a Zoomer. We're all Zoomers here. All right. But sometimes I feel like I'm not a Zoomer. Generation X is after baby boomers. Not what this site says. This site says unless baby bust and baby boomers are different. Baby bust sounds like baby boomers, though. The lost generation of 1890. Well, yeah, if you're born in 1890, then you're definitely You're definitely in the lost generation. That sounds scary. Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha is the new one. Well, what do we call those? Because you got Zoomers and Boomers. This is scary. Okay, listen to these names. Here are the names. Okay, yeah, Baby Boomer is before Gen X. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. Baby Boomer is a little bit older. Here's the full lineage. The Lost Generation. The generation of 1914. That's scary. That sounds like a freaking horror movie. The Interbellum Generation. Or Interbellum. I don't freaking know. Interbellum. I don't freaking know. The Greatest Generation. They sound like One Piece titles. The Silent Generation. The Baby Boomer Generation. Gen X. Baby Bust. Zennials, Millennials, iGen, and Gen Alpha. I want to be a Gen Alpha. That's a person that's born from 2013 to 2025. Those guys. So we call those guys Zoomers, I'm pretty sure. But they're actually alphies. I don't freaking know. Alphas and Omegas. Holy crap. Anthony Joyner, we're just talking about boomers. I'm sorry. Gerenzo looks down upon all Zoomers. Boomer, Gen. Okay. I wish I was the lost generation. That's so badass. It is. So Renzo, you're a smoker now. No, I wasn't smoking. I already explained. I'm not smoking. Cigarette was never lit. It was just in my mouth. Okay. I threw it away. I did not smoke. I was going to, but I did not because I didn't want to have my first experience. I guess I didn't explain. I didn't explain anything. I just posted the picture. I think I wrote Fat Boy Slim or something on that because they lost a ton of humans. It is badass. The Lost Generation sounds so cool. Did you buy a box? No, it was my dad's. I wouldn't have bought a cigarette for a video. I wouldn't have bought a box. I used the same cigarette throughout the entire video, and it's just sticking out of my mouth the entire time. My dad got mad at me. He was like, "What'd you do with a cigarette? Why am I missing one?" And I went, "Well, I threw it away. It was in my mouth." He's like, "Why'd you throw it away?" It's like, "Because it was in my mouth." And he's like, "It was expensive." I'm like, "Yeah, well, it was in my mouth." I should have just stepped on it or something. Like accidentally, I should have fallen out of my mouth. Oops, I stepped on it. I was going to, but yeah, I feel like it would have just messed me up. I feel like it would have been a little too far for like a joke, you know? I feel like there's a lot of, you guys gotta understand. I'm living in like the edgy iDubbbz day of my channel. Where there are so many gags I want to do for this channel that I will do eventually, but it's going to take a while to get to them. So like there's a lot of I don't want to ruin any of them, but let's just say there's a gag that involves me like shaving my head, which I kind of already did. But like I'm talking like on video. I really want to just take a razor and just go like at it halfway through a video. It's not even like anything that has anything to do with the video. I just start doing it while I'm talking. And then I have like a big X on my head or something. Like I just really want to do that. Why? Because I think it's funny. Is it logical? No, but I think it's funny. I think it's goofy. I think it's like, what the frick is he doing? You know, what's his problem? I got an email from Indeed. Cool. Rich, you're a psychopath. That's a fair response. Just to feel something, man. I just want to feel something. My mom complains about my dad not giving her enough money and spends it on getting cancer. Yeesh. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing. I don't shame people who, I don't shame people who smoke because I understand they're addicted. You know, like why? My brother does that a lot. He'll be like, he'll constantly berate my dad for doing something, but it's like it's his problem. You know, let him deal with it on his own. If he's addicted, there's nothing you can do about it. I don't know. That's how I've always been. I like unless it's something that's actually dangerous and you should help them with it. My dad's been smoking since what 1975. You know, when he was born. There are 395 biotubers. I found a list of many biotubers. Are there 395 left? Because that's not very much. They all died. You can fake comedy. I also really want I want a green screen morph suit for a video. That's something I really, really want. But I am worried because I'm not a fit person, so it's not going to look like a skinny person's walking. It's going to look like a guy with a gut, like, and you're going to be able to see the outline of everything. I'm a bit worried about that. So we'll see if I go through with that. That said, just wear clothes. That makes way more sense. I definitely don't need to be naked, but I also kind of want to because I think it's funny. Who knows? Mostly to keep pushing the green screen gag, because I actually did buy an actual green screen, and then I want to buy another green screen, which is just I wear the green screen in the next video. Could be funny. We'll see. And then I really want to get an inflatable morph suit, one of those inflatable sumo suits that you walk around, and just do a whole video in that suit. I don't know why. I just think it's fun. Because I really like wearing outfits in videos. I don't do it enough, but I really like dressing up for videos. I think it's so much fun. And I really do need to actually just go buy some costumes, because I desperately could use some costumes, because Lord knows I would use them. I used to have a whole bunch of costumes that I could just pull out of my old drawer and just wear them for videos. And I used to do it, but I don't anymore because I don't have them anymore. Yes, my dad was born in 1979. Or 75, sorry. Was it 75? It might have been 74. No, I think it's 75. There are, I haven't looked up a biotuber in a long time. I think the most recent one was Thatchmac, and he's not really a biotuber. I have this very ugly pimple right there. It looks like my lip is cut on stream. It's not. It's just I have a very unfortunate pimple right there. How's Rocket Royale Part 3? I don't know. I haven't worked on it. I haven't done anything with that video. It's like the least of my worries right now. Dude, when I finished Part 2, I was so happy that Part 2 was done. I was just like, it's done, you know? That like grind process of finishing that video was hell. It wasn't hell in the sense that it was like the worst thing ever. It really wasn't. I had Thatch helping me out a lot. I had to edit everything beforehand, but he was very helpful with Part 2. Part 2 was very much our most collaborative video we've ever made. We were constantly going back and forth. We were sending messages over and over and over to each other. At 3 a.m., he'd be like, hey, can you record this? Hey, can you re-record this line? Or hey, can you add I need to add some context for something. Can you record this? And at like 3 a.m, I'd be like, all right. And I wouldn't, and I would just go for it. I'd record a new line. And that's why some of the lines in that video sound a little weird. Like sometimes you'll hear Renzo say something that isn't part of the conversation. It's not really that apparent, but if you are like hyper paying attention to it, you will notice it. You'll be like, oh, that sounds, it's just because sometimes I would record a line at like 3 a.m. I remember specifically I had to get up for work early, and Thatch was like, hey, I need you to do this line. And I knew I wouldn't be off work till like 3:30. Well, we were both doing it. I was doing the exact same thing. I needed him to do just as much. Because when I work on a video, I have a very specific way that it is in my head because I'm the one making the video. So when I bring another person into work on a video, all of a sudden they're like, wait, what does half of this have to do with anything? I'm like, oh, that's all stuff that's in my head. I didn't explain it because it's already in my head. And he's like, oh, you probably should tell me because I'm working on procrastination. I am the master of derailing conversations. I will go from one thing. I think I have ADHD, but I don't want to self-diagnose because I know I have a friend that actually does have ADHD. So I don't want to go like, I have ADHD too, because I actually have no idea. But I feel like I switch topics enough to the point where I might, you know, sometimes I feel like I just really have no consistent, like, I just flip-flop, and I'm really bad at telling stories because I will start with one story and then it will become completely different by the end and will have no moral or lesson or anything like that. I've never been officially diagnosed, but I feel like it would make a lot of illogical explanation. I don't know. Maybe I do. Like, why did you start talking about ADHD? I forgot to congratulate you for your Lowe's job. Good job, man. Getting jobs. I haven't had a new job in a very long time. I should probably get a new job. I really don't like my job anymore, but that's okay. I'm working. I'm making money. I got fat stacks. I got cheddar. I don't have cheddar. I have a decent amount of money. I had grades. I had trash grades this whole semester, and I was risk of losing my scholarship. But last minute, I got 4 A's and a C plus. That's good. 4 A's is pretty good. That's good. I don't know anything about school. I'm just I that part of my mind has been evacuated from me until I decide to go to college. At some point, I would like to go to college. At some point, but I got to look more into what I want to do specifically. I know Thatch gave me a good one. Sorry, I keep saying Thatch. It's because I talk to him more than most people. I talk to him and Okoto very frequently. Sorry, Kasai, if you're listening. I'm not trying to bum you out. It's just true. We just talk a lot. I want to talk to you too, but I don't know. But your schedule, I know you work. Like I work too. And to be fair, I don't actually talk to Thatch that much recently because he's been very busy with school and I've just been kind of having to leave him alone. Which is fine. It's cram season. Yeah, I'm listening. Don't be bummed, Kasai. Here. I'll send you a custom emoji. Here's some food. Hold on. What is this? You got this. What is this? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what that is. That's cringe. I was on vacation for the last 9 days. Where'd you go? Or did you just stay home? That's not a problem. I'm just curious. Because I remember I took 7 days off because I booked 7 days off to go to Brick Fair. Or was it 2 weeks? No, it was 7 days. Yeah. I booked 7 days off to go to Brick Fair and I had already booked off that time. But by the time I had booked it off, I was like, well, I'm still doing those days. I'm still keeping those vacation days and I'm not coming back. So I basically just had to stay home for 7 days because if I was out walking around, they were like, oh, because I'm pretty sure I told them I was going to be out of town anyways. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I just have to stay in. And I think I worked on a video then. Oh, I'm sorry, Kasai. You could have messaged me at any time. I don't know. You never tried. I would have gladly done something with you, or I probably would have found an excuse and put it off. That's not true. That's not true. I have been busy with work and work stresses me out. And then when I come home, I'm getting to the point in my life where I'm really lazy. And when I get home, I will just turn on Netflix and watch Netflix all night. And then that's all. And then I go to bed. And because I need to go to work early in the morning because I have the exact same shift every week now. I've had it for the last, I want to say 6 weeks or something like that. But that doesn't seem right. I think it's been way more than 6 weeks. I've had the exact same schedule where I have Sunday and Monday off. Those are my days off. And I work every other day. So, and those bum me out. I hate working. I almost hate having a consistent schedule because while I think it's nice that I know what my days are, I got a sealed Nuvok at the DI. What is the DI? Sealed Onua Nuva. That's cool. I would like to get a Nuva in my lifetime. I would like at least one. I would like at least one of each main Bionicle line, like one set from each line, because I don't have any of the Nuva. I don't have any Mata built. I do have Lewin Mata, but he's not built at all. And I mostly just take them apart, but there's still quite a few sets that I just never got. Probably should have waited a year to figure out things before I went to college. I've seen you grow up. It's just weird. I think we're the same age, but it's just funny. It's so weird. Consistently been in a part of my channel for the last couple of years. It is a very strange feeling, and I greatly appreciate it. I mean, it's a miracle that people still watch my videos in the first place. Especially with how the Bionicle community just kind of died, And I did the worst thing that I possibly could have done in this, like, as the Bionicle community was already starting to die, is when I completely decide to, change my channel completely and just like start making stupid videos. I just think it's so weird. It is just such a weird thing, you know? Um, you ended the conversation with Yelp. I did. You weren't trying to start a call though. Sorry, listen. It's exactly what Thatch and I do. We will message each other stupid garbage. And we're just kind of expected to push past the conversation. I was trying to be a troll. I really wanted you to say a specific thing. So, for reference, Kasai wants to buy a Ruby figure. And I don't know if that's too personal, but whatever. I don't care. I'm going to freaking out you, Kasai. And I was like, I can't say I'm a big Ruby fan, but she looks fun. And he says, I didn't figure I'm not a One Piece fan at all. We just tell each other these things. Because I sent him my One Piece box set that I bought. And I said, yeah, Ruby sucks my, and I can't say the rest of that. He said, rude ass Canadian. I said, Yelp. Dox me like that. Dang. Yeah, it's true. It's because that's how I talk to Thatch all the time. I mean, we are very aggressive when we message each other, but we both know it's a joke. So we just try to see how far we can push it. Sometimes I pretend to be offended. Sometimes I pretend to like just I will say something that doesn't make any sense and he'll be like, what? Like sometimes he'll be like, hold on, what'd you just say? I'm not saying anything about anything right now. You guys can save it for the Rocket Royale theory video, which is not a real video. That's not coming out. That's a stupid. I'm imagining a video with my face like, like a, like, and then a big text that says, Rocket Royale? Question mark. That's my theory video. I'm like, tell me your theories. It's okay, Kasai. I don't want to mock you. Look, Kasai, you're my friend. All right. I'm just goofing you. I'm just goofing you. I didn't know you were on freaking vacation. If you told me, I'd be like, yo, dude, let's hang. You never once told me you were on vacation. It's because I'm not, I know, I get it. I'm not on Instagram, so I'm not up with I'm not in with the times, okay? But manga man. Oh boy, sorry. I'm just reading old conversations. This is not professional. That's a good sound effect. Game theory? We don't know. Can't say. I will say Rocket Royale Part 3 will eventually be worked on. It's not like I'm going to push it till next year. Who knows? I probably will, but I don't want to. I actually want to get it out this year, but we'll see. It's going to be a very well, how was I supposed to know? I don't usually, I just assume you're always working, you know? It's not a case where I was like, Kasai is like, I'm sorry, Kasai, I don't think about, I like, this is going to sound mean, but I don't really think about your day to day very often. Just because I know you're like an independent adult who does his own, you're a married man who does his own thing, you know? I'm not gonna, I know. Have you finished the script for part 3? Well, we wrote the scripts first. We wrote all the scripts in one go. So the scripts have been done for like 2 years. The script, but we are going to go back. We are going back and changing a couple things about the script because it is an old script and we do want to update some of the lines and stuff like that. Saying that a relationship is a two-way street. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. It's okay. I'll try to be more mindful in the future. Here, I can pull up the script for you guys right now if you want. It's long. I think it's the longest script out of any of them, which is weird because it is not the longest episode. It shouldn't be. It should be shorter than it should definitely be shorter than part 2 because part 2 was long, but part 2 had a whole 10-minute scene that wasn't supposed to be in there that I freaking put in there at the last second. I have episode 16 script if you guys want to read that. I have a bunch of scripts. So I have a bunch of labels. So there's Biorama, cringy fanfics. This is mostly old stories that I wrote when I was younger. Filler stuff. I don't know what filler stuff is. Lines, normal scripts, Renzo, and then 2 files that say takeout, and I don't know where those came from. I have no idea. I'm a little worried that's a virus because I don't remember making files that said takeout at all. Normal scripts is just where you're going to find the actual review stuff. Like we have the 2020 video, Defenders of the Big Space, NECA Rhino Alien review, which will be the next video after Night Trap, I think. It should be. NECA Spyro review, obviously that's done. And then the Spyro, I actually did a review for the Spyro games. It was going to be on the gaming channel, which is really interesting. I mean, it wasn't very interesting. There wasn't, it was very boring. There wasn't very much, it was more like just informative, unless it wasn't very comedic. It kind of blew. But I really went into it. Holy crap. I mean, I wrote a good amount of the script too. It's like 3 pages. It's 3 pages of nonsense. I'll just read an export. There are dragon eggs too. Not that many at all. They're just kind of there. It's not like Spyro 3 where they're actual baby dragons. You just find these thieves occasionally that have eggs with them. Chasing them can be a bit of a hassle, but I always had fun with those parts. I know some people tend to hate on collectathon type of games, but it never feels too annoying in these games. There aren't too many things to collect and not too little either. It's not even written well. Like it's very plainly it's very lazily. It's just rehashing the entire. Oh, here's what happened. This was written in July 3rd of 2018. This was a long time ago. And you know what this was? Is I was going to make this big Spyro review right before I got my hands on the Reignited trilogy, because this was right before the Reignited trilogy. I was going to do this whole review of all 3 games. And then I remember literally right as I was going to film the video, or like a day before I was planning to film the video, one of my favorite game YouTubers, Ant Dude, uploaded a review of Spyro 1 where he was re-reviewing the first game. And I was just like, I was gutted. Because no one's going to watch my shitty video. You know, people are going to not watch that. They are just going to focus on the more popular YouTuber's video. And I remember just feeling like just devastated. I was like, I wrote this whole script. Man, that was that sucked. I was looking back at the old script. I missed some of your comments. I apologize. I probably need to make some sound effects for my cousin. I love making sound effects. Let's make some right now. Wow! Go! Ew! Ah! Oh wait, I can't do high pitch. Hold on. I lost my. It's very hard for me to do. I can't do it as much anymore. Everybody anymore. Yes, do it. Renzo. Also, because I asked if I can voice a character in your series. That's good. That's one person. Well, I think he has a couple people. Story is incredibly simple, but hey, that's fine. Look at the Mario games. These types of games don't need to have breathtaking stories or anything, just as long as you know what you're doing. Spyro is a dragon. Obviously, he lives in the world of dragons. One day, dragons are being interviewed for some reason, and they start roasting this guy named Nasty Nork on live TV. This is like, that joke specifically. That joke was in Ant Dude's Spyro review. That's what made me not want to make the videos. Like, it was like verbatim, like the exact same joke. So I was like, oh, like it completely took away my motivation to make the video. It would have been really hard to. I wasn't going to be able to get the footage really anywhere. Oh my God, this was before. I can't believe. Okay, this was the intro. Sorry, I'm not going to read very much of it. Video. In 1998, Insomniac Games, known now for the Ratchet and Clank games, even working on that new Spider-Man game. This was before Spider-Man. Holy shit. That's crazy. I guess it was. Yeah, it was a couple months. July, April, July. Wait, no. July, May, June, July, August. I think it came out in August, right? Wow, that's crazy. Working on that new Spider-Man game. Released a little 3D platformer known as Spyro the Dragon. The game managed to take the world by storm and become one of the largest platformer series out there, tied to the likes of Crash frickin' Bandicoot. Now, with the reignited trilogy making its way to consoles in just a few months, I think it's time we take a look into the games that set the stage for the Purple Dragon. I'll be talking about the original 3 games, Spyro the Dragon, Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage, or Gateway to Glimmer if you're a chump, and finally, Spyro 3, Year of the Dragon. But today we'll be looking at the first game. So let's charge right in and burn some sheep. Haha, wow, sorry about that. That's a really lame joke. This was 2018 me. This was a completely different beast. I was not like funny or like interesting. It's like so boring. Oh, that's very boring. That's very unfortunate. Oh man. The casting call is full. Is it actually? Good job. You sound like grunts in Halo. I love the grunts in Halo Reach. Am I going to get my lines? Oh, he's not talking to me. He's talking to you, Kasai. He's talking to you. Sorry, I was just reading the script. That's crazy. I can't believe it was like July of 2018. That is insane. Jesus. Yeah, no wonder I never touched that script again. That really, the Ant Dude video coming out really just killed my motivation to do anything with that video. But those were normal scripts, and I'm glad I still have that because I've deleted quite a few things in the years, and I feel really bad. Cringy fanfics is a great one. There's a lot here. I'm not going to read any of them, but here's some ideas that I want to tell you guys about. Did you guys remember? I partially wrote Fodham Halloween special, the first one. Isn't that weird? Isn't that strange to think about? I didn't come up with Ghosty. In fact, originally the Halloween Ancient wasn't going to be a we've probably talked about this before, and I don't want to say anything that like Thatch may have plans to talk about stuff like this in the future. But it was originally going to be a guy, because I was like, the only thing that actually made it into the final script, I think the only thing that ever actually made it into the final script was the opening scene where he's talking to the weird vendor guy. I literally think that's the only unchanged final scene. But the original version of the script was insane. It was completely different. Oh yeah. And there was a freaking subplot with Karzani. I forgot about that. Oh, well, we'll need to talk about this. There was also a live action fight scene. Oh my god, it was so weird. It was not a very good video. Like, it would have been fun, but it doesn't contribute to anything. The final video, the final video is like, it's important. You know, it introduces Ghosty, and she's a major character. So if we had gone with my version of the video, it would have been completely different. You know, it would not have worked out. Oh man, that's crazy. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, 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 oi. You have to submit lines to audition. Oh, okay. I don't remember you. I did. I don't have the audition from Anthony. Asking audition. Go to the casting call, then go to the comments. Oh, poor Anthony. Sorry, Anthony. Sorry. I know this is boring. I have an HL10 pitch. That sounds official. It's not. It was literally just me throwing words together and being like, this is what I think HL10 is. And I told Okoto, and he was like, interesting. It's not at all what the actual video is. And I'm not going to read it, but it is like it's what I thought the video was. Okoto told me it's not, which is good. Renzo Novel 1. This is just called, so it's not Renzo the series. It's just literally called Renzo Novel 1. So what this is actually was a Bionicle story right before the summer Skeleton Wave release. This was my own like theory. And it's really boring. It's just a very boring. It's just like Tahu and Narmoto like training, and like Liwa like talking to the Protector of Ice. It's just so boring. And like Skull Warrior. So originally in my head, because we didn't know any of the story information until way later. In my head, Skull Warrior was a character, just an individual character. He was just a guy. He was like the hunter of the group. Basically, he was part of a group of like, they weren't pirates because we didn't know they were pirates yet. He was just a group of evil dudes, and he was like the hunter of the group, you know. And there's a fight scene with him and Kopaka that I had started writing. I'll read a bit of it actually. It's not good. I wrote this, I think the last time I wrote it would have been 2015, right? Yeah, July 17th, 2015. Holy crap, man. That's crazy. I'll read a bit of the prologue. It had been a year since the Toa defeated Lord of Skull Spider. Oh yeah, so in my head, this is so stupid. So in my head canon, you know when the Toa defeat the Lord of Skull Spiders and it's that shot of them walking away? I always thought they were leaving the city, the ancient city. That doesn't make any sense. Why would they leave? Why would they beat up the Lord of Skull Spiders and then leave? It doesn't make any sense. Obviously, they're going to go into the city. That didn't occur to me. I always thought that they were leaving the city. They were just going home. So it had been a year since the Toa defeated the Lord of Skull Spiders. And in that amount of time, the Toa did mostly nothing. They trained, explored, mingled with the local village people. The Great Master Liwa didn't understand why they were still around anymore. It's a terrible way to start the story with they did mostly nothing. That's not interesting at all. Chapter 1 is called Tahu versus Narmoto. It's just them training. It's really boring. It's like the most boring thing you can imagine. Chapter 2 is called Surprise at the Gates. Oh, here it is. This is what it was. So this is where I stopped writing. Here we go. I'll read an expert by it. Kopaka stood at the gate for 30 minutes and yet nothing happened. Suddenly, a fast dart nearby tore Kopaka's mask off as it sped by. Show yourself, fool! You're dare to shoot the powerful master of ice? Kopaka screamed at the top of his lungs. So he's going, yeah! He's just screaming as loud as he can. In the distance, he could hear a faint chuckle, but it got closer until he saw what was mocking him. Kopaka didn't have the words for what he saw. It was a bone-like creature with a bow sitting on a pillar. I was going to instantly kill you, but after I heard you yell like that, ha 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 ha. The odd creature laughed for a while until Kopaka got sick of it. He broke the pillar and held the creature down by his spear. So who are you, scum? Kopaka tried to look as cool as he could by holding a pose. The creature started laughing again and disappeared in front of Kopaka's own eyes. I was behind you the entire time, scum. The skeletal vermin repeated what Kopaka had said. Kopaka turned around and threw his spear at his direction, but he was gone. That's awesome. It's so stupid. It's like the stupidest thing I think I've ever written. But it's really funny though. Oh man. Sorry, I missed a lot. Holy crap. Which color of paint smells best? Red. Remember that book you were writing for COD? I'm gonna bring that up, guys. Kimu tells them to go into the city. The script is funny. The cringe is real. Yes. So Kasai gave me an idea, and I don't know if he came to me with it or if I wanted to do it, but either way, we were going to write a scraps book, and Miri even made the cover for it. And I actually got a pretty good ways through, and then I stopped writing it because I got kind of a slump, and then I got back into it around, actually, it should say the last time it was edited here. 2020. Wait, August 16, 2020. I think that might have been a minor thing. I think that wouldn't have been a major edit. I can actually look to see when the major edits were. Because it had been a long time. Yeah, okay. So yeah. August 16th, 2020 was like a minor edit. And then August 2nd, 2019, and then yeah, back to 2018. That's when I first started writing it in 2018. And I would write it actually in school because I had a block where I didn't have to do anything. So I would just write it at school. I started writing it in 2018, I believe. Oh no, I started writing it in 2017. Late 2017. Yeah, real late 2017. At least November of 2017. Yes. Oh no, it goes back even further. Jesus, this apparently I've been writing it for a long time. I think it was either way. It was late 2017. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, late 2017, and then that lasted till like 2018. So let's read the very first version of the script. Restore this version. That's when I created the doc. I'm pretty sure. The very first thing I did was make a title page. Cool. 6 pages. Oh my god. This is horrible. Oh, Kasai, I wish you could see this. This is so bad. Okay. So it was called Scraps the Nightmare Below. And I wrote by Braden Adams on it because I'm stupid. And then right after that was a image of like a really low quality skull mask in dedication to Bionic Kasai. Oh my god, that's horrible. All right, that's bad. And then I mostly worked on it through a lot of 2018, and then I went back in August at some point to try to work in 2019 to work on it, and then I think I must have touched it in 2020 at some point. It is called Scraps the Darkness Below. That's what it's called. Okay. I've been listening to Totoporo's Time Tap audiobook series. Really bad narrator. Just share with me. I could probably wrap it up. It should be shared with you. Dude, my battery's dying, draining so fast. Don't know why. Streams drain your battery like crazy. You should have access to it. I'm pretty sure. If not, I can send it to you again. Because you had to. It's got a Pori logo on it. It's written by Renzo Mox. That's crazy, dude. I got a decent way through. It's like 30 pages, which for a book, that's not great, but it's not terrible. It's a little edgy, and I don't know how to write stuff very well. And the prologue is terrible. I didn't know how to explain any of this and try to catch people up to what was happening, which I figured was necessary to try to explain everything that had happened. But it's really obnoxious looking back on it. It's me trying to explain everything. It's me trying to wrap up like the entire story up to that point. Chapter 1 is Creeps from the Deep. Chapter 2 is, and they're decently long chapter. They're a couple pages. Chapter 2 is Strings and Stones. It should be Sticks and Stones, but it's called Strings and Stones for a reason. Chapter 3 is Jesus. Chapter 3 is long. Chapter 3 is quite a few pages. Chapter 3 is A Boy and Two Heads. They sound like weird riddles or like limericks. They don't sound. And then chapter 4, I don't think I actually ever wrote chapter 4. I think I just started writing chapter 4. Yeah, chapter 4, Underground to Overground. So basically the book was about wrapping up how Skelly and Bones and Scraps made it out of the cave. That was the whole point of the book, because that was something that had never been explained in COD at all, I don't think. So yeah, basically Scraps was going to be in the cave walking around, blah, blah, blah. He was going to find some cool stuff. He was going to get attacked by a monster, which was the weird laughing thing that Drovix used to have. Doesn't have it anymore. That was the book. And yeah, it's not bad. There's things I like about it, but there's also things that aren't good about it. It was a long time ago, you know? Yeah, Kasai says I shared it with you. So if you don't have it, try looking. It might be an old email though. I don't know. It doesn't look like it. I think it's your same email. But it wasn't bad. You know, it was interesting. It was fun. I guess it just wasn't a task that I was really up to. There was going to be a Paraka scene in Hellfire, which I quite like. There was never going to be. That scene was never ever planned to like officially be part of the episode. It was just something I wanted to throw in there. It would have ruined that video because it would have been way too long, have nothing to do with anything other than to be a minor Biorama tie-in. You know, that's all it would have been. And it's not worth it. It's not even it's just a bunch of Paraka yelling at each other the entire time, and it's funny, but it's not like, again, it does not fit Hellfire at all. It has nothing to do with the video. It doesn't even have anything to do with like what's happening in the video. If like you could not put that at any point of the video and it would make no sense, you know. I would love to read it, but I don't feel comfortable reading it without Thatch's permission. I mean, I know he didn't include it, but it was written for that video, so I maybe another time. Unfortunately, I would love to read it, but not now. Shows up in a COD finale post-credit scene. Interesting. And then we have another one called Spider-Man Alternate. I had started writing it very briefly while I was during my move when I was at my grandmother's house. I was real bored and I wanted to write a Spider-Man story. It's not interesting. It's not, and to this day, I still have like Spider-Man lore ideas, but it's never something I could like commit to ever. It's just ideas that are in my head. But they're not good. You know, it's not interesting. That's the problem, is I'm not an interesting writer. I'm much better at telling something visually than I am writing. My writing style is very like, I try to be very descriptive. Like, a rigorous downpour assaulted the streets of Queens on a cool July night. Like, that's boring. A rarity for the borough. I also tried to write like for Queens, and I don't know Queens. Like, it's not a thing I could never properly write like New York because I've never been there. I don't even like I've never been to the US. So I have no idea what that place is like, you know. So I cannot claim anything. I can't there's a Hawks Bank, the oldest and most respected banks in Queens. Why is it most respected? Don't say that, because now people are gonna go, is Hawks Bank real? Oh, this guy. Check this out. All wearing the same black leather boots, bulletproof vests, and fingerless gloves. Yeah, that's effective. Fingerless? Why are you wearing fingerless gloves? That's not good for crimes. That's a real bad idea for crimes. I didn't think of that. Okay. While the man in the passenger seat stepped outside, quietly closing the door behind him, he wore a long brown jacket patched with hints of yellow all throughout, proudly displaying a bizarre ski mask with the same color scheme. He adjusted the small lens on his mask, focusing on the bank, silently listing details to himself, then raising his arm up, giving the signal to his men, and they all proceed towards the bank's entrance. So, could you guys figure out who that character is without context? It's a Spider-Man villain. I'll let you just guess who it is. I will just let you guess who it is, because I feel like it's obvious, but maybe it's not. I don't know. Who knows? It's pretty vague. I just want to know if anyone gets it right away. This opening scene. So basically, the gist of this opening scene was really interesting. Okay, it's Shocker. It's supposed to be Shocker. It doesn't give you much clues. Plus, it says later that he's got a gauntlet on his hand, but it doesn't say that in the actual description of him. The man in the brown coat, who all the armed men referred to as Boss, slowly approached the door and pulled two big metal rings out of his coat pockets. They were shaped like squares and both had small yellow buttons. Boss motioned his men away from him, carefully waiting till they backed up before pressing the buttons. The rings quickly began to transform, shaping around Boss's hands, forming large metal gauntlets which hugged nicely around his forearms. Boss shot up in excitement, turning back to his men while smacking the newly formed gauntlets together. What I tell you, now stand back before you get your balls blown off. That's a good line. I like that. But I don't know why. So he's got like little squares in his pocket, and then he like transforms them into gauntlets. That doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. That's real dumb. You are really dumb. You know that? You are really dumb. I'll probably only go for like 5 more minutes. I realize I'm grasping at straws here. Barely anyone's here. They're just kind of zoning out, I imagine. And it's getting late. And I have editing to do. So, but I appreciate everyone hopping on. I really do. I think it's very nice, and I greatly appreciate. Yeah. So in my series, so I guess I should explain. This opening scene is, so in this story, the opening scene starts off with Spider-Man taking out Shocker. Shocker turns out is like kind of he's like the boss of like a small crime syndicate. And aka Herman Schultz is his name. And he basically, his syndicate was in charge of, one of the guys on Shocker's group was in charge, just killed Uncle Ben. It was completely accidental, but that's what happened. And obviously, Peter Parker's been tracking these guys down. This is supposed to be a flash forward scene where we see that he's already Spider-Man and he's finally going to take down like the ring of guys that was behind that. Even though, again, Uncle Ben was a complete coincidence and the guy wasn't Shocker who killed Uncle Ben. It was just some random guy. But that's like what this setup is. And basically, obviously, Shocker is tied to Kingpin, and Kingpin was like a big major villain of the series. He was going to be obviously a big deal. And the scene also sets up Eddie Brock, because in the bank, meanwhile, I think, in the bank, Eddie was also kind of doing his own investigation of these guys because he's a reporter. So he was going to end up running into Spider-Man for the first time, I think. I think that was the idea. And that's what was going to happen. So I think Eddie gets, I don't know why I said half a year. But that was the setup for the story, is that this was a step forward, and that we were going to see this crazy heist opening mission where Spider-Man has to take out a bunch of crime dudes led by Shocker, because Shocker's not a super big villain. He's kind of obscure, which I like. I love Shocker. But it was just going to be a fun scene. It would have established Eddie and stuff like that. Also, Peter has like he says, "It's not bad. Looks like it's just 3 guys, plus Herman. Definitely Herman." He held his hand up to the earpiece, trying to get a signal through the loud rainfall. He's got these big ring things, I think. He watched men enter. All right, thanks. I'm going in. We'll talk later. So the idea is that Harry and Gwen are like his guys. I think Harry, not Gwen, but I think Harry is like his guy in the chair who's like helping him. He helps him with the tech and stuff. It's really boring. I don't know why I'm telling you guys this. I don't know. It's interesting. I've always wanted to talk about my Spider-Man ideas, but it's not particularly interesting. But it's pretty basic stuff. Basically, it's just it's a very long series that has no point. And I just never got to write that much. I didn't even finish the first chapter. I literally gave up right before the criminals started the... Yeah, I literally, like, Spider-Man is just entering the bank when the guys all enter the bank. So it's literally just happening. And we have a book called The Lore of Yore, which is something I really want to do more with, but it's not something I can really talk about it. It's basically just goofy lore, but I read you a little piece of it. The idea is it's not supposed to make any sense, so don't actually try looking for anything specific. The idea is that this would actually be a book that exists in the Spaceverse. Written by who knows, but it's got a purple crystal on it. So that was a deep one. Jesus. That's a It's called The Lore of Yore by the Elder Scribes of the Yonder World. And here's the first... Oh God, I actually wrote way more than I thought I did. This is the first sentence, okay? The prelude is called Prelude within the cosmic womb. In the days of tomorrow, which once began yesterday, there was a soulless creature to which lurked the realm above us feeble beings. 'Twas millennia ago. This simple creature belched out the great star of Mezzolania as it traversed the vast and wide span of the infinite space. Mezzolania soon quickly collided with a massive magenta crystalline meteor, which sent 27 fragments rocketeering throughout space. Each one slowly settled throughout each single corner of the far reaches of the void, soon forming their own collective pocket universes, which combined would later be known as the Alphaverse. The simple creature, known to the weakest minds as Gingulor, I forgot about Gingulor, feared that the Alphaverse would one day cease to be. The star of Mezzolania had evaporated into space particles, or as it would formerly be known as by the average being, crimson dust of Yust. While Gingalore was in fact incorrect about his assumptions towards the Alphaverse, these magenta crystalline shards would separate even further to spark a vast variety of worlds, which would end up sparking their own life many octillery later. For this was the story of our grand elders and the elders before them, thus the elders to which preceded them. This is the lore of yore. That's just the opening. None of that made any sense. It's not actual Space First lore. It's literally just a crazy person writing. It could be real. But this is stuff that's never, ever going to be explored. So maybe it is real, but I don't think it is. I think it's just a crazy guy writing in a book. That's kind of the assumption. So somebody obviously wrote this book, you know? So that's kind of, it's just freaking weird. Yes, it is Space First though. Like it is set within the Space First. I freaking Gingalore. I forgot about Gingulore. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk about. Well, could easily be Space Force lore. It's a little it's a little much. I could definitely like the Alphaverse and stuff like that. It's not, I will say it's not a very common book. It's like something that like a weirdo it's something that a weirdo writes in his spare time. I could definitely see it being a thing after a certain period of time. But like right now, it's just something that like a crazy man holds on to. And then it's something that like in the future you'd find and be like, whoa, look at this. And then people actually think it's real. But like back in the day, he just writing a crazy book. All right. Well, I want to thank everyone for coming along. I'm glad people actually joined, and I appreciate the turnout tonight. I wasn't expecting anyone to join this at all, but I very much appreciate it. Thank y'all for watching me live stream, and I will see you guys another time. There will be a video tomorrow. Probably won't watch it, but that's okay. There, just letting you know, there will be a video, and I am working on Biorama, and then after that, I think it is a NECA review, and then after that, we'll probably be another video, and I will eventually be working on Rocket Royale. But yeah, thank you all so much. There will also be another update video at some point in the future, so look out for that too. I will be talking about some job stuff or whatever, work stuff, blah blah blah. Anywho, thank you all for watching. I gotta pee. Good night, my little pog champs.